Hi, my name is Greg. Welcome to Nantucket Cooks. The first recipe we're going to do is a chocolate mousse. Always start with dessert first. Gives you a great way to make sure you know what you're looking forward to. This chocolate mousse recipe is adapted from a great Martha Stewart recipe. It's incredibly simple. You're going to love it. It'll be your go-to. So we're going to start with only 4 ingredients: eggs, sugar, cream, and chocolate. So since you only have 4 ingredients, it's really important that you use the best that you can get. We're using a 65% Belgian chocolate. Really awesome, heavy cream, good fresh eggs. Other than that, we're gonna be just fine. The first thing we're gonna do is separate our eggs. We need just the egg yolk, so I'll show you a quick and easy way to separate eggs. Crack them solid, and then just pour the yolk side to side. Let that white dribble out. Then we have just the yolk, I'm saving the other cup. Repeat that for all 4 eggs. You can save your egg whites for egg white omelet, for meringue cookies, anything you like. Because today, we're just interested in the yolks. Now that the yolks are separated, we're going to combine the yolks, half the sugar and half the cream into a heavy bottom stainless pot, and we're going to cook that at medium heat just until it starts to thicken and coat the bottom of the pan. We're using 2 cups of cream total. We're going to start off with just 1 cup of cream, our 4 egg yolks, and 2 tablespoons of sugar. We're going to whisk it constantly on a medium heat. We want the eggs to just cook and just start to thicken. And what we'll be looking for is signs that that's done. You want to be careful not to overcook it. If you do cook it too far, you'll end up with little bits of scrambled egg. You can get rid of that with a strainer, so it's not too big of a deal. But let's pay attention. Medium heat, and as soon as it starts to steam, you'll see that you're close to done. This is a product just getting started. You can see it's not coating the bottom of the pan, but as it starts to get hotter, it will. As you're heating up the egg mixture, make sure that you're all ready with your chocolate. We're going to go with 8 ounces of chocolate for this recipe. We're using, like I said, a dark Belgian chocolate, 65% cocoa, so it's really nice and dark, and we've gotten a product called Calais. A Calais is just a term for a small disc of chocolate, like a chocolate chip, only bigger, and usually only done with fine chocolate. You can see we're starting to get a little bit of cooked edges on the edge of the pan, so that means that it's nice and done. If the egg's starting to scramble, that knows that we're done. We'll scramble all those pieces back into it. Once the cream and egg mixture is fully heated up, steamed and starting to thicken the bottom of the pan, we're going to strain it out over the chocolate. Once you strain your hot egg and cream mixture into the chocolate, you want to let it sit for about a minute or so, let that chocolate really start to melt. Once you've let it sit for a little while, we're going to go back in there with a whisk and make sure we have a really nice, smooth mixture. Once you've let the chocolate sit with the hot cream mixture on it for a few minutes, we're going to come back and whisk it all together till it's nice and smooth. Once we can't find any more chunks of chocolate in there, we know that it's nice and smooth and everything's all set. We mix the chocolate together with the hot cream mixture till it's nice and smooth. We're going to take the chocolate mixture, which is pretty much a custard now, put it in the fridge for a little while we prepare the rest of the ingredients. The next part for the chocolate mousse is actually what makes it a mousse. It's the addition of whipped cream, as opposed to a custard, a pot de creme. These things are all different types of custards. What this is and what makes it a mousse is the addition of the whipped cream. We're going to whip the cream and then fold it in. By doing that, we really aerate the chocolate custard. So instead of having a dense chocolate custard, we have a very light mousse. So we're going to take the remainder of the cream, that last cup of cream, and the remainder of the sugar, which is another 2 tablespoons, whip them together until we get a nice whipped cream. So if you only need to make 1 cup of whipped cream, go ahead and do it with a whisk. You see, we're going to use a little bit of more of a wire whisk, something with a little bit more motion on it. What whisked cream is the vibrations of the tines of the whisk itself. So the kind of thinner, more delicate, we'll show you how to get a nice quick whipped cream out of this. So I'm going to do that real quick and we'll see how it looks. Perfect. We made the custard, we let it sit in the fridge, and then we whipped the cream. So now the final process is folding those 2 ingredients together. So let's take a look. The chocolate has gotten pretty solid. This is kind of our ganache or custard base. And what we want to do is lighten that up to make it a mousse. We're going to use a 1/3, 2/3 method. We start with about 1/3 of our whipped cream. And we start to fold it in. The idea of the folding process is that we mix it without losing that beautiful aeration that we have in the mousse, that we have in the whipped cream. So we're just going to take a little bit of time and just continue to fold it. We're going to use a rubber spatula and just keep folding the ingredients together until we no longer see a difference. We want to get it completely homogeneous. Take another 1/3. And just gently mixing it in there so that as they combine, those little tiny bubbles that make our whipped cream hold together and make it some structure don't pop. That way everything stays nice and light. The chocolate mousse looks really beautiful to me. You can see it's a little loose, but once it goes back in the refrigerator, it'll really firm up. So what we'll do now is we'll portion it into our little serving cups, and then we can put it back in the fridge if we like, and let it firm up. Well, let's see what we got here. Oh, making a mess. It's a bit of a mess, but it's going to be delicious nonetheless. And I'll make sure. Oops. Got it all over me, but it is wonderful. I hope you enjoy yourself.